Welcome to Madison City Channel Know Your Candidates interviews, co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters. I'm your interviewer, Marilyn Townsend, and I would like to introduce Stephen Ratzlaff, Jr., who is running for County Executive. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Marilyn.
Yes. As we begin, please give an opening statement about the educational, vocational, and civic experience you have, which prepares you for this office and why you are running for county executive.
Okay, well, my name is, as you had said, my name is Stephen Ratzlaff. I'm currently running for Dane County Executive. I've worked in a retail capacity for the past, let me think here, my time of 27 years. So I have, I believe, good experience in dealing with people from all walks of life, all types of people. I like people, so that's why I'm in sales. I also volunteered on a ambulance in emergency medical service for 20 years. So I have a little bit of a background in that as far as public safety. And one of the reasons I'm running for county executive is I believe that the current leadership in the county has veered too far in one direction specifically. So I think it needs to be brought back more to the center, or as I call the moderate middle majority, is like I would like to refer to it as. So that's basically why I decided to throw my hat in the ring for county executive. And also, too, I don't think that an election is one person on the ballot. That's not an election. So that's one of the reasons I decided to throw my hat in the ring.
What specific ideas do you have to increase the supply and quality of affordable housing, preserve existing affordable housing, and address the needs of unhoused people?
Okay, so when you say unhoused people, you're referring to the homeless population? Is that, I just want to make sure I'm on the same page.
I will leave it at the question.
Sure. Okay. No, I just want to make sure I'm understanding the question. Okay. So as far as existing, not existing housing, the first part of the question was how will we increase future housing, right? Or how will we get more housing?
Right, I will reread it. What
Sure.
specific ideas do you have to increase the supply and quality of affordable housing, preserve existing affordable housing, and address the needs of unhoused people?
Okay, so as far as new construction, one of the things that the county can do is to ease zoning regulations, reduce red tape, and provide incentives for builders to build new housing. In the past few years, from what I understand, Dane County has purchased over 10,000 acres of land. And I'm assuming that is to stop development, or these are areas that will not be open for development. And you can't have that. So Dane County definitely needs to take a look, and the city of Madison for that matter, on reducing the burden of regulations, zoning, red tape. As far as existing housing, a specific idea I have, and I'm not sure if this has to be done at the state level, is the first $150,000 of an assessed home would be exempt from property taxes for those age 65 and older. And as far as the needs of unhoused individuals in Dane County, I think from what I can tell in the county budget, they're mismanaging the money that they already put towards that now. So I guess I'd have to take a further look at that before increase any type of funding.
The racial disparities in Dane County are varied and widespread. What specific actions would you propose to reduce these disparities?
Okay, so racial disparities in what is there any particular capacity? I just want to make sure if you could maybe give me a little clarification on the question, Ms. Townsend.
I appreciate your question. Unfortunately, I am just told as the interviewer to read the questions
Oh, sure.
in order not to give different advantages to the
Okay, I got
different
you.
candidates. I won't put in my own explanation.
Okay. Yeah, as
But
far as the racial disparities that do exist, I don't think it's as big as the media is making it out to be. So I don't really have much to say about that.
what are your priorities in environmental protection, land use planning, and transportation policy? What challenges do you anticipate and how will you address them?
As far as environmental protections, I believe there are enough federal and state regulations that already exist without adding more red tape at the county level. So I would look for ways for deregulation at the local level. As I go back to the original question that you had asked me, as far as land zoning, that's another thing. Cut red tape, open areas up for development. And the third part of that, you had asked about transportation planning. If they're referring to the roads, this is an issue that I've studied extensively as far as the conditions of our infrastructure in and around the city of Madison and Dane County. In the fall of 2005, then Governor Jim Doyle stopped them from indexing the gasoline tax to inflation. I think the theory was at the time that it was taxation without representation. They originally had started indexing the gas tax in, I believe, the spring of 1985 or 1986. It was Governor Tony Earl and a Republican Secretary of Transportation, whose name escapes me at the moment, who actually proposed every year in the spring that they would index this to the rate of inflation so it would keep up with road repairs. Unfortunately, it has not. So that's one thing I would take a look at, but that'll have to be done at the state level. But I definitely think we need to put more money into our roads and into our bridges for sure, because they're just crumbling and this can't sustain itself.
The Crisis Resource Center and expansion of the CARES program outside of Madison have been proposed as ways to address the needs of individuals with mental illnesses. Do you believe there are further actions the county should take to address mental health issues?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would think that as far as the health and human services portion of the Dane County budget, that's something that always could be looked at because I think that mental illness is definitely an underdiagnosed and undertreated issue in our society. And in the end, it just ends up costing everybody more money. So, yes, I think that's a good thing.
Please describe any other priorities for your term in office. If these include new or expanded programs, how would you propose to fund them?
Okay, as far as programs or priorities for me personally, one of the biggest things that I think is an issue is the property tax burden that is placed on the residents of Dane County. So I understand that assessments go up and property values go up, but at the rate at which the Dane County Board and the city of Madison and their common council, for that matter, have increased property taxes on the homeowners and the renters for that matter, because the renters get it passed along to them in the form of a higher rent from their landlord. This is unsustainable. It will not sustain itself. And they're pricing seniors out of their homes, and that's a problem. So that would be my number one focus. My second focus would be to start supporting more vocally law enforcement. The men and women who serve the county and the towns and the villages in this particular area in Dane County. And the third thing would be going to the legislature and seeing if there's anything that can be done for infrastructure funding as far as increasing revenue, a shared levy or shared revenue to repair our roads, to repair our bridges. Let's not keep putting money into this bus rapid transit when the roads that they are driving on are crumbling in the first place. That doesn't make any sense to me, and it's a misplaced priority.
What would you like to say to the viewing audience as we complete this interview?
I would just like to say it's nice to meet you all. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Like I had said, I just love people. I like working with people, and I would like to roll up my sleeves and get to work for Dane County and maybe bring a sense of fiscal sanity back to Dane County. And by that, also by extension, the city of Madison.
I want to thank Stephen Ratzlaff for speaking with us and thank the viewing audience for taking the time to know your candidates. I want to remind everyone that the general election is Tuesday, April 1st, 2025. Every election is important. Please vote. On behalf of Madison City Channel and the League of Women Voters of Dane County, thank you for joining us.